Hey everyone, we are completely done with Module 5 and we are moving into our sixth week of class, which means we have reached the hump, the apex, and we are moving down into the second half of class, which means there's a lot of work to do. So I have already posted a written announcement with various links for you to look at, and today's video message here is just kind of wrapping up all of Module 5, and we will really just move forward after today. I was at a writing workshop all weekend in Texas, in Austin, Texas, and this is why my dogs are attacking me right now, because they missed me. And I was sitting in the back of the room at a panel, and I was sitting next to my best friend. I said, hey, that girl up there, she was in one of my SNHU classes. And I recognized her from watching her on video for a session. So just watch out. You never know where you might be writing wise. But what I was struck with at that writing conference, and my friend and I meet in the middle of the country every year to just go to a writing thing. She's got her first novel is finally done, and she pitched novels while I was working on your class. But I'm just really very clear how the marketing aspect is just crucial. And listening to these really great writers talk about their Facebook pages, and I'm thinking it might seem like just sort of a hardship, but everyone is doing it. So good work this week looking at social media. And I'm going to encourage you, and this is the first thing on my notes, is I would really recommend that you move away from looking at the giants. The giants: Stephen King, Neil Gaiman, George R.R. Martin, Janet Fitch. Who else do we have? J.R. Ward, Debbie Macomber. Who else is huge? There's a lot of huge. Neil Stevenson. These are people who have done everything, that I haven't done. They've made it to every single list. They've won all sorts of whatever. They can do whatever they want to on their websites. They can say whatever they want to on their Facebook page. They can be political. They can be personal. They can make mistakes. They can do flubs. I mean, Stephen King gets himself embroiled in all sorts of little political issues. And does it affect his sales? No. So my advice to a few of you, especially those of you who keep working the same famous author over and over again, is find somebody else like your famous author, but maybe 2 steps down, 3 steps down. Maybe someone who's just published a first novel, somebody who's published a second novel or made a deal for 3 novels or a trilogy, somebody who has just maybe won his or her first prize. And look to see what that person is doing, because that person has gone from 0 to 25 and a half and worked really hard to get there. If you're looking at Stephen King every single week, you're looking at a guy that's at 4 million, and we're sitting there at 2 going, well, it's like looking at the top of Mount Everest. So that's my real advice for the rest of the class. When asked to look at another author, try to find somebody else, because you're pretty much going to mine. You probably have already mined what you need to know about and Neil Gaiman, God love him, will not stop telling us about himself. And we will be forced to look at Neil Gaiman constantly. And I love Neil Gaiman, but enough of Neil Gaiman already. He's everywhere. Next note, a lot of you, not a lot of you, but a significant number of you did not read the assignment prompt fully and do the full assignment. You did the bio part, but you forgot to tell me why you did it that way. And that was actually really key, because there are some issues with your bios. And I almost don't want to say it because I want to see what you guys are going to say to each other. But just remember that words have power. That's why we're writers. Isn't that the stupidest thing to say to a bunch of writers? But words have power. And if you write certain words, people are going to either go toward or recoil. even if those words are important for them. So you do not want to laden your bio with trigger warnings. But likewise, you do not want to be opaque and vague. You want to be very specific. So I've made comments to you personally in your assignment. I've spent a lot of time editing your bios, but this week I'm going to kind of hang back with your bios. I've already said what I need to say. So I'm going to really watch what other people say to you and see what their reactions to your bios are. So please jump into the bios. If you can comment to more than 2, I would really appreciate it because these are crucial. I am going to leave a handout for you I found today about writing query letters, and it also really, so it's not about bios, but there is a comment about the bio at the very bottom of the article, and it does show you some things that are absolutely inappropriate for a query letter. And a query and a bio are related because your bio is going to go into your query letter. And your query letter is going to an agent or an editor. And you don't want those very words I was talking about in your query. You know, those say that people will go, ah! So my friend who pitched her novel to 2 agents, and the agents asked for pages, but she did practice with me. She pitched to me, and we really focused on words. So I just want you to think about that and read this article. I'm also going to give you an example of bios. It'll be in the bottom here of this below this video. Say words. Bios really walk the line. You do not want to tell us too much, but you don't want to not tell us anything, and you don't want to be your persona because it feels fake, but you don't want to be yourself either because you don't want people coming to your front door. You don't want people knocking on your door or your place of work. So it's really hard, and I want to give you an example. The other thing I liked about her assignment was that her analysis of her bios was really keen. So please read through that as well. Okay, I'm not going to be back on the site. I'll go and look at see if there are emails today, but I'll be back tomorrow, and I've got to switch gears and go back to my other colleges and see what's going on there. But I will be back tomorrow, and we'll start working on our bios in full. But before you post, please look. I saw somebody already posted a bio. Feel free to take that bio down and revise it based on my comments if you like the comments. But look at my comments, see if there are any edits to make, post them as early as possible. And then folks, please come in, please really comment because it'll be so helpful. Okay, have a great week.